to pay $3 million for her not to discuss their relationship or to disparage him. Grant lawsuit claims McMahon stopped making payments, under the 2022 deal. After the initial $1 million installment, the suit ceased to void the agreement and unspecified financial damages. The lawsuit seeks a judgment that the NDA is invalid under state and federal law, and compensatory and punitive damages under other laws, including the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. This is a statement from Janel Grant, lawyer, and Callis. Man, I gotta take a breather. This is getting so crazy. All right, let me take a second to read. Let me take a deep breath here. Today's complaint seeks to hold accountable two WWE executives. Two WWE executives now. And these executives are... Okay, they're assaulted and trafficked plaintiff Janel Grant, as well as the organization and facilitative or turned a blind eye to the ABUSE and then swept it under the rug, said Ann Callis, attorney for Ms. Grant. She is an incredibly private and courageous person who has suffered deeply at the hands of Ms. McMahon and Mr. Joe Laurinaitis. If you guys know who that is, Ms. Grant hopes that her lawsuit will prevent other women from being victimized. The organization is well aware of Ms. McMahon's history of depraved behavior, and it's time that they take responsibility for the misconduct of its leadership. Once again, I gotta take a deep breath to this. This is crazy. Salute to you, Mr. Goodbread. Salute to you. This is crazy because John Laurinaitis is involved in this whole thing as well, and this is really making him look bad, no matter how you put it. This is really bad. It's just crazy. This just happened in 2022, and now it's rising up again. We in 2024, so this is it does not stop with Vince McMahon. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. So we're gonna read more to this article. It's just getting worse and worse with Vince McMahon, and it's just not getting any better. Because like I said, this broke news about maybe a few hours ago. But with that being said, let me continue on what it says, because this is not over. Let's read more into this article. It says too that the lawsuit describes in graphic detail Grant's account of her interactions with McMahon. Readers can view the lawsuit, which comes by a trigger warning. And let's read this here. Remember, now let me give you a disclaimer here. Me say it right now, this is crazy. For anyone that feels offensive to this, it's a trigger warning, what I'm about to read shortly. And I'm going to read the rest of this lawsuit. There's a lot more to this, and I'm going to read this shortly. It's if you're at work, this is an NSFW environment. That stuff I'm about to read. If you're at work, at least keep your headphones low, because this is about to blow. So, like I said, all I gotta say is this happened, but let's get going to it. Notably, McMahon was most aggressive when he used certain toys named after male WWE wrestlers and performers. McMahon used the S toy so that the color of the toy matched the race of the wrestler. For example, a black, DILDO, would be named after African American wrestler, and a white, start with a D, ends with an O, would be named after a Caucasian wrestler. In addition to McMahon's infatuation with pretending that other men, and namely certain WWE talent, were in the room with them, this was yet another sentimental step in this synchronizing Miss Grant to his fantasy and eventual demands that she perform S acts and or have X contact with others within WWE. Oh, man, these dudes do not stop at all. Man, he don't stop. All right, let me continue. This is getting really nasty. What's going on here? This is worse than I thought. Like I said, let me take a deep breath again. This man lost his mind today with stuff he doing. All right. As one example of McMahon extreme depravity, on May 9, 2020, he officiated on Miss Grant doing a threesome and then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friend with feces in her hair and running down her back while McMahon went to the bathroom to shower off. This is similar to the Puff Daddy. Upon his return from the bathroom, McMahon and his friend actively resumed the threesome, which lasted over an hour and a half while Miss Grant remained covered in McMahon's filth. When McMahon's friend left, McMahon ordered her to stay and continue to sexually gratify him. I see why WWE. I see why this merge kept these two fools away. All right, let me continue. In June 2021, McMahon and defendant Laurinaitis assaulted Miss Grant inside Laurinaitis' office in WWE headquarters while colleagues were busy at their desk. Behind a locked door, the two men cornered her and pulled her between them, forcibly touching her before ultimately putting her on top of the table in between them. She begged them to stop, but they forced themselves on her, each taking turns restraining her from the other, while saying no means yes and take it. Words I quote, bitch. Take it, bitch. In March 2020, McMahon began sharing explicit photographs and videos of Miss Grant and content he recorded with other men inside and outside the company, including members of the television production tech team, executive producer, and a world-famous athlete and former UFC heavyweight champion with whom WWE was actively trying to sign a new contract and ultimately did sign that contract. Let me read that again. They said it was members of production tech, team executive producers, and a world-famous athlete and former UFC heavyweight champion who the WWE was trying to sign a new contract. That sounds familiar. That sounds very, very familiar. And the name I'm going to type in here that you're going to see on the screen shortly, it's only one name that sounds like that, and you definitely know who this gentleman is. That's Brock Lesnar. That's allegedly Brock Lesnar. He is a former UFC heavyweight champion, and he did sign a new contract with WWE around this time. That's Brock. That's Suplex City. Did he really take a Suplex City? That's Brock all day. Oh, man. I just want to let the audience know that when I read that, I wanted to read it twice to let you guys know that sounded too much similar to Brock Lesnar. That is Mr. Suplex City. Who else is a former UFC heavyweight champion who the WWE was trying to sign to a contract? That's Brock Lesnar all day. But let's get back to this is a trigger warning, because I am not done. Let's continue, shall we? During the May 18, 2019 encounter, Ms. Grant felt coerced into engaging in activity and that McMahon had trapped her into a possible situation as she feared adverse career and personal consequences and legal retaliation if she declined his advances. McMahon stated, "This is what I've been waiting for," as he performed oral S-word on her. Ms. Grant asked that protection be used, and McMahon responded, "There's no need to worry because he was clean," which means he has no diseases. Feeling that she was being used for his gratification, Ms. Grant went numb and was unable to make eye contact. McMahon then flipped off his back and said, "Okay, jack him off." On March 26, 2020, McMahon sent a lengthy message to Ms. Grant describing in detail the circumstances surrounding sharing explicit photographs of Ms. Grant to a former WWE referee referred to herein as WWE referee. McMahon described how the WWE referee left to M-word, which is pleasuring yourself. You guys paint the picture of what that word I'm talking about. He told Miss Grant she made a perfect stranger very happy. This some sick ass shit, man. For real. McMahon became the most important figure in Miss Grant's life as he meticulously asserted power and control almost over every aspect of it. Miss Grant fears it testified over the consequences that could result from McMahon's actions. Particularly by sharing her naked pictures, she became paranoid, completely dependent on, and worshipfully devoted to McMahon. Okay, that's the whole article. Oh man, I'm glad I'm reading that. Like I said, I see why the Endeavor WWE merged, why Vince and Johnny Laurinaitis is not around, because they was causing a lot of bad traction within the company. We had the Hush scandal in 2022, and now we have this situation, and it's pretty much a continuation of the Hush scandal, because it says that Vince did not pay her. Vince McMahon did not. That she had an NDA but expired, and he already paid her $1 million, and she wanted more. So, Janel Grant wanted her money, but this is just crazy though. She already had an initial $1 million installment, but the suit says it seeks to avoid the agreement. So this means she could get more money in this scandal. Because this is just crazy. And not only we hear that Brock Lesnar name is mentioned in this as well. But this does not look good for Vince McMahon. He already had the Hush scandal. He already stepped down. Then we had the TKO WWE Endeavor deal. But I could definitely see it now. There's no chance in hell of Vince McMahon ever being the same again following this whole thing. This is wild. This is getting worse and worse. Every time I look up, it's something against him. I think he was just sued a couple months ago. There's always something going on with him. And the way that article was read, it sounded like it was pretty much a ring. It was a ring in there, not a wrestling ring either. It was like pretty much, it's not like they was pawning her off to other men. It's pretty much like a prostitution ring. That's what it sounded like in here. It was pretty much a prostitution ring. And she got passed around. And they said Vince McMahon had feces in her hair, and he wanted to keep it in there while he showered off. This is no different than Puff Daddy and the stuff going on with Cassidy that we all know happened months ago. And it's ever since the reason I'm bringing that up, I know the Vince McMahon scandal was in 2022, but ever since this whole Survivors after New York City, even after it expired, then the whole Puff Daddy Cassidy thing, every time I look up, it's a lawsuit against this, and it's always trafficking lawsuit. Trafficking lawsuit here, trafficking lawsuit there. This person, that person, this person, that person. It pretty much opened the floodgates. And Vince McMahon already had the floodgates open on him. They were slowly dying down, but now it's risen back up following this whole situation. So this is not a good look for Vince McMahon at all. I see why WWE has made the very, very rightful business decision to keep him away from all of this stuff going on, because it's just not getting any better with him. I mean, he's getting sued again by Janel Grant. So this young lady did all this stuff going on, but who knows, it's just getting worse and worse, man. And I think what's going on, these women are not innocent. They're volunteering to sign up for all this stuff. And then when they see that the water's well dry, they go ahead and it rises up again so they get a check. Because obviously she was down with it from the beginning. Now she wants to sue. So that's my thing. My question is, I want to ask the audience here and on Rumble, it's really simple. Is Janel Grant is she innocent or she just a volunteer of this nonsense? Is she innocent to this? That's my question about her. Is she innocent for this? For what's been going on? What you say, good bread? That's a fact. These would be volunteering to the hush money run out. Yes. Is she innocent with this whole situation? Because I just find it very suspicious that this stuff's going on. And now she's coming out who already got paid money. Now she wants another check. She already got paid initially $1 million. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And Vince McMahon can't catch a break for anything. But I don't think Janel Grant's innocent all the way. I think she's benefiting just like the other, as they say, survivors or victims have been. They see an opportunity to get more money, and they're doing it. I don't know how young they say she is, Janel Grant, but she was an employee, and they said promising her a career. Career what? A career what? Corporate or anything? It's just wild. It just does not make any sense. It's getting worse and worse with Vince McMahon. It's still not a good look for him, whether Janel Grant's innocent or volunteer. It's just, and then now I'm hearing that Brock Lesnar name is involved in this now. Now he's involved. So it just, like I said, just does not stop with Vince McMahon at all. No, none whatsoever. So I don't get it, you know. But it did say that Brock Lesnar name was mentioned. And we don't never hear nothing crazy about Brock often. We don't never hardly hear anything about him. And now it's crazy not saying it is. Now, there's more information about Brock Lesnar. And I'm going to pull this up right now. So let's see what's going on with Brock Lesnar, because there's a report about him too. You know, I guess Brock Lesnar was taking the Suplex City. Let's see what Mr. Suplex City was doing, because it's some more stuff involved. And we here at the locker room, like I said, get your seat at the lockers. We got more going in. When you say sound like Vince taking a hit, oh yeah, absolutely, Vince taking all of it, but he's taking the hit. But John Laurinaitis is right there with him. But Brock Lesnar's name is involved, and we're gonna see what's going on with him and how he got involved. Because it said Brock Lesnar, but it was alleged. Now it's definitely saying new report breaking again that there is saying that his name is involved too. So let's see what's going on with Mr. Brock Lesnar. Let's read it. The report says Brock Lesnar as WWE star mentioned in the Vince McMahon trafficking lawsuit. Now, when I read the article, I said it sounded like him. It's so obvious it was him. But now saying right here, let's see. It said a bombshell was dropped by lawsuit filed by Janel Grant. Let's see. We read most of this. Let's read to the Brock Lesnar part. I must continue on here. The suit further claims that McMahon gave Lesnar Grant's phone number in December. Wow. Okay. That's why that just happened. That was a month ago, or was it December of 2022? Leading to Lesnar requested that she send him more explicit content. Grant then alleged that Lesnar told her he would like to set up a play date between the two of them, though the encounter will ultimately not take place due to a snowstorm disrupting Lesnar's travel plans. We just had a snowstorm, so this was very recent. Grant alleges McMahon will attempt to traffic her to Lesnar one final time in March 2022. Or maybe this was an old snowstorm then. When McMahon once again tell her to send explicit photos to Lesnar. Ultimately, the suit alleged that a physical meeting between Lesnar and Grant never took place. Lesnar has not commented on the matter at this time. So, following this, like I just read the article, Brock Lesnar, his name was involved, that she was setting up to do something with him, but nothing happened between Brock Lesnar and Miss Grant. Nothing happened between those two. It doesn't say anything that anything happened. But it seemed like He's clear. Cause I don't hear nothing about her. But this is crazy that he was almost involved. So he's in the clear on that one. They say nothing happened, and they said it was just alleged. But they said that she was trying to go Brock Lesnar once doing it was a snowstorm. Second time with a, second time it did not happen, and Brock Lesnar, did not meet up with her. They said McMahon was telling her to send the photos to Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar did not do nothing with her. It seemed like Brock Lesnar got some sense. He didn't do nothing with it. I guess he saw how crazy it was going. So this is just wild that this is happening, but nothing happened. But that's the update of that of the Brock Lesnar's name being in the mix on this. But other than that, Vince McMahon, you are still on the hook on this. You are still on the hook. It's still another lawsuit by Vince McMahon. But I'm glad that Brock Lesnar has sense enough to do anything. I'm glad. I'm glad nothing happened. I'm glad he got out of it.